All right, welcome back. So in this one, we have our ball bouncing around. I want to create another object that our ball can bounce off of. So before I get started, let's create an asset. I actually have created it already. I'll let you just follow along. Let's just do it real quick. So I created a 32 by 16 block. I called it block, and you can just fill it with whatever color you want. You can draw a rectangle and fill it. I just use this color. So I have my block here created. I'm sure you can do that. Now I want to place my block on the screen. The problem is I have these SpriteKinds, SpriteKind dot. I have enemy, food, player, and projectile. None of these types really fit what I want to use. I could use enemy. I could call it an enemy. It doesn't really make sense though. So instead I'm going to create a new kind of sprite. And the way I do that is up here I'm just going to have a new name, a namespace SpriteKind, which calls our SpriteKind namespace, and then we can update it with another one. We'll export and we'll call it obstacle equals SpriteKind.create, just like that. And this is namespace, sorry. Namespace SpriteKind, and then it creates an obstacle SpriteKind. Now if I type out SpriteKind again, that gives us the obstacle type of SpriteKind. So let's create a new block. Block sprite equals sprites.create assets.image, and we had one called block, and then SpriteKind.obstacle, just like that. So now I have created a block. I'll just leave it in the center for now. We're going to mess around with it, but essentially I've created my new block here. And then I want to detect when these two things collide. So for collision, we use overlap. And down here, I'll just do sprites.onOverlap, onOverlap. And then that takes 3 parameters, one kind, another kind, and then a handler. So the kinds that are overlapping, first is going to be our projectile, which is our ball. So we'll say SpriteKind.projectile. And then it's going to hit the obstacle, SpriteKind.obstacle. And then here's our function. So we create our arrow function notation as we've done before, and then all of our logic goes here. However, this one specifically, we can put parameters in, and we'll put our ball, and then the other sprite will be the block. So the great thing about doing it in this way, if I have multiple blocks and they all have the same obstacle kind, then it will detect any collision between any of those, and then I can have specific handling for when that occurs. So now I want to do something. Sorry about this, just junk down here, some testing. console.log overlap. So we'll say that when it overlaps. So you can see as soon as it hits over here, it puts a bunch of overlap there. Let's do it again. Wait for the collision and overlap. So basically, as long as the ball is overlapping, it's going to set that overlap there. Now, we could do all kinds of stuff here. We could destroy the sprite if they collide with each other. The way we would do that if we wanted to, maybe you have another thing here. So we'll say, let's say sprites dot destroy, and then we pass our sprite in that we want to destroy, which will be either ball or block. Say we want to destroy the block. Boom, block disappeared. And now there's no more overlap. Even if it hits that area, it's gone. We could destroy the ball if we wanted to. If we want to just destroy the ball so that when the ball hits it, the ball gets destroyed. So we can do all kinds of stuff here. What we're going to actually have it do though is bounce off of the block. And that's going to take a little bit of calculating, a little bit of work. It's going to be kind of similar to what we did here, but there's more things to consider. So I will catch you guys in the next one for that.